Hello, 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 hello. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Glorious day to you. It's a glorious Thursday, isn't it? Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Let us get the day continued with an awesome Church of RNK. So how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Okay, so this is our affirmation for today. I move where spirit moves, I go. I go where spirit goes. I go where spirit goes. I win, I win, I win. I go where spirit goes. I go where spirit goes. I go where spirit goes. Yes, I win, I win, I win. So that's the affirmation for today. This is the Church of RNK. You get to say hellos, yeses, amens. Always love to hear from all of y'all. So tell me what you're thinking today, what you're doing today, where you're streaming in from today. Share, 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 share. Okay, so carrying on. Woo! This is it. Lots of people want to live this, spirit-driven life, spirit-led life, especially if you're spirit-driven entrepreneurial leader, of course. It kind of goes with the title, right? You know that it's been really important to you. Just like me, it's been very important to me that I actually live this spirit-driven life from the start. Hello, Grace. How you doing? Lovely to have you here, Grace. Yeah. Hello. And there goes my daughter saying hi, too. But this is it. Yeah, we want to live this spirit-driven life, but this is it. Most people want to be able to define what that looks like from the start. They want to be able to say, no, I'm definitely can only do this, and I can only do that, and I can only do the other thing. And so therefore, as much as we think about it, believe it, kinda, the spirit goes wherever spirit goes, basically, and that, it's almost like the wind. You're never quite sure where it's coming or going to, or any of that kind of stuff. Most people still want to be able, thank you, honey. Thank you very much, Grace. Most people still want to be able to control it all. They want to be able to control every single aspect of everything. And you know what? I get that. I like to be in control. I like to be in control, except I figured out that one of the best ways to get everything that I desire, because I do believe completely that the stuff inside of your heart has been planted in there for a reason, okay? It's not there by chance. It's not there just so that you can ignore it. It's not there even to taunt you or to make you feel like, oh, I have all these big ideas, but I can't actually reach them. It's there because Spirit wanted you to have it there. Spirit created you with everything that you need to actually make that stuff happen. But this is it. In order to actually fully live to the fullness of you, it is following that intuitive nudge inside of you. So whether you call it intuition, whether you call it spirit, whether you call it God, whether you call it a higher power, or whatever you call it, if you are not free enough to actually release yourself to explore and experiment and almost live the adventurous life with spirit or with your higher power, following those intuitive nudges inside of you, you will always get what you've always got, okay? Most people are trying to, they say, yeah, you turn up at church or whatever, you turn up at your religious organization, you sing the songs, you do whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing, you say the prayers, all of that stuff, but then you go back into your normal life and you say, oh, this is my normal life, it's completely separate from my spirit side, my spirituality is completely separate, but it isn't. And some of you don't even say that, but you live like you can contain this spirit in a box. Except you find it doesn't work. But instead of recognizing that it doesn't work, you keep trying harder to make it work. You keep trying to fulfill the rules that some person has told you have to live by. You keep trying to be this, the same as every other person and you don't even like their life, but somehow you think that if you do what they're doing, you'll get better than they are, or I don't even know what it is that we sometimes think. And you know what? You're not alone in this. I used to try and fit into the rules, into the lines. I wrote about this morning, actually. I used to try to fit in the lines, okay? The lines that others have drawn for us. There's a certain way you're supposed to be Christian. There's a certain way you're supposed to be a good partner. There's a certain way you're supposed to be a good parent. There's a certain way you're supposed to be a good child. There's a certain way you're supposed to be a good entrepreneur. And so you keep trying to make spirit, because you tell yourself that you want to follow intuition, you want to follow what spirit is saying to you, but actually you don't really, because that seems too scary. It seems too unpredictable, because actually spirit is very unpredictable. So you want it all to be very, very predictable. You want everything to be within your control, and you can't get that. Affirm with me again. I go where spirit goes, I go where spirit goes, I go where spirit goes, I win, I win, I win. Again, I go where spirit goes, I go where spirit goes, I go where spirit goes, I win, I win, I win. Because you do win when you follow those intuitive nudges within you. When you first and foremost, you own the fact of all you want, okay? Some of y'all have lived a life, to satisfy, it ticks all the boxes. You've got the success that people say that you should want. You're maybe even the leader in your religious organization, and all of that stuff is going on the surface, and people look at you and think you have it all together, and yeah, unfortunately, people follow you. Absolutely. And you have all of that stuff, but then you get to a certain point in your life and you realize, I am not happy. I'm not fulfilled. Is this it? Is this it? And some people come to that question, is this it? And they think, oh, well, it is it, and that's it. But that's not us. We come to that question and think, no, you know what? It isn't it. There must be more than this. And so then we want to really tap into that flow within us, because there's a part of us that completely senses that actually our full power, our full expression will only be found when we're walking kind of in the spirit. Am I back? Okay. So when we're walking in faith, when we're walking in spirit, when we're following intuition, we know that that's where most of our power is going to come from. However, and all my children seem to be here for some reason today. I came here to have a piece of quiet, but no, they came too. Okay. But anyway, we, how do I explain this? So we know that that's where most of our power comes from. But you've lived a very in the lines life. And that's where your security lies. So suddenly you're here trying to get the more that you feel is yours. But you're scared to trust. You're scared to actually follow those intuitive nudges inside of you. You're scared to be that leader, not just following everybody else's ideas of what is what. It's like I was speaking with Spirit this morning, and it's part of in my journaling as well, that this whole thing where we're playing roles. We're playing these roles that other people have set out for us, and then we wonder why we don't get the big, expansive life that we're supposed to have. Because Spirit's idea for us is that we all lived an abundant life. And it takes sometimes getting to the bottom of yourself or getting to the end of yourself to realize that actually there must be more than this. There must be more than this. Okay? Spirit of God, I wait on you. Everybody sings that song. Or at least if you're Christian, you've sung that song probably, depending on what church you went to. And yet, when Spirit asks you to go, if it doesn't fit in within the lines of your spiritual book, then, oh my goodness, I can't do that. Oh my goodness, no. I'm a leader in my religious organization. I cannot do that. People are going to look at me funny and think that I've backslidden and think that I. And so you refuse to be leader. You choose then to be follower, to allow the fact that what you're worried that what people will think of you, you're worried about that. You're worried about saying no to people. You're worried about being that person that actually stands up for what you say you believe in. And so therefore you don't. You just stay in place, and it comes to a choice. Are you actually going to go all out and get everything, or are you going to just keep playing by the rules and get nothing? Because you can, you know what, your life possibly, if you didn't do anything else right now, you might be completely fine still. And from the outside, it will look as though you lived a successful life. But you will know that actually the life that Spirit has planted inside of you, that yearning for something more that is kind of itching at you, you know that you will not fulfill it until you step away from the rules that other people have set for you. Because sometimes there is an intuitive nudge within you to do something really crazy. But you hold yourself back because you think, oh, nobody else has done that. Oh, if I did that, my friends will think I'm crazy. Oh, if I do that, my parents will think I'm crazy, or my children will think I'm crazy. I keep having these conversations with my daughter as well, because I'm always expanding. I'm always becoming more. And my daughter's like, oh, mommy, you're changing a lot. I'm like, no, I'm not changing. I'm just taking off the layers. Hi, Clarence. How you doing? Lovely to have you here. Where are you streaming in from, honey? So, yes. So my daughter gets a little bit scared because, yeah, I'm always pushing the edge here. I'm always seeking to see more, to be more, to do more, to have more. I refuse to be settled until, you know what, until I die and become God. Or become part of God. Is that even possible? I don't know. It all depends on your belief system, but I just think I'm made in the image of God. Of course, I'm always going to want to get bigger because I know I'm straining to be like my creator, ultimately. And the same with you. There is this strain, this desire to almost like break out of your skin, to be more, to do more, to have everything, to not just keep settling, but then you look around you. You see everybody else is kind of settling. Everybody else is just doing the same stuff that everybody else is doing. And so you think that you got to settle for that. So like I was having a bit of a conversation with somebody this morning about, because she was supposed to be doing some kind of, what's it called, a half a day with me to really get clear on her purpose and all of this stuff. And then she backed out because she got all scared about, oh, money, this and money, the other. And it's like, oh, then I'm like, oh, so what's your plan? So what is the plan that you're going to do? Seeing that you're at this certain age and you haven't quite done the things that you say that you want to do. But so what is the plan? How are you going to move forward? And she's like, oh, I will pay stuff off. And you know what? I get it. That is the normal way of thinking. I will pay some certain stuff off and then I'll create some money. But that's the normal way of thinking. And guess what norms get? Nothing. Okay? Norms get the normal life. And I did say this to her directly. It's like, you're telling yourself you're going to keep doing what you've been telling yourself you're going to be doing. And yet, you haven't got it, even though you've been saying that you're going to do it for ages. So what is the difference now? What is going to be the difference now? And sometimes people do this thing. It's like, people approach me because it's like I talk about spirit and I'm kind of probably the weirdest spirit person out there. Because I talk about spirit, but in a completely different way from most people, because most people are trying to stay within the lines. They're scared of really saying what is real truth out there, okay? And so, yeah, that's one of the reasons she'd come. And yet, when it came to actually taking the solid step to move forward, like most people, she chickened. Are you doing that on your life? I did that on my life for a very, very long time, which is why I can see it so clearly when I see it in other people. You've lived one way for so long that you don't even know how to break out of the lines to do something else. And you kind of know that you have to, but you're scared to. So scared to. And so you would rather just live the same old life and tell yourself that, well, it's not for everyone. And I did that too. I told myself, the big lives is for those people over there, the people that write the books and, talk on videos and fill our hearts with desire for something more. But then it's not for normal people like me, is it? And no, I suppose it isn't for normal people. Because like I said to this lady, you have to be contrarian because spirit is contrarian. There is no religion, there's no spiritual guru that you know of that just live the same as everybody else around them. Are you kidding me? No, none of them did. So you want to be a spirit-led entrepreneurial leader, but you also want to blend in? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. If you will release yourself from the bondage of living like every single other person out there, you'll be surprised what will start to happen to your life. You'll be surprised what starts to happen to your life. It becomes a bit of an adventure, really. I'm not saying it's always an easy adventure because, yeah, I work with clients who go through some seriously dark, deep darkness. But then, you know what? They were going through dark, deep darkness before they met me, and it was chronic. And I'm about to really suppose saying, chronic pain or acute pain. Which pain do you want? Because some people, they're choosing the chronic pain. The chronic pain where ultimately you settle for a life you don't like, and you're in pain for forever because there's just no end to that. Whereas there's some people who choose, like I've chosen the acute pain. I chose the acute pain, which meant that it was in the grand context of my life, it was short-lived, basically. And I knew there was an end. It's like having a baby. You could clench all your muscles together and hold that baby in, and then you're just in pain forever because you're so scared of what will happen if the baby comes out or whatever. Or you could just let the baby out so that the pain is over quick or quicker than if you're holding on to that baby inside of you. And it's the same with when you are that spirit-driven entrepreneurial leader, if you do not release your grip on being a norm, if you do not release your grip on staying within the lines and playing to all the rules and being, playing the role of being a normal person, then why do you think that you will get a super normal life? Why do you think you'll get a super normal life? You long to just kind of go wherever spirit kind of takes you, but you're scared. And I get it. I get scared. Saying to my client yesterday, or one of my clients yesterday said, we dance with fear. We dance with fear because, yeah, we want it to go away completely, but it doesn't really. You dance with it. It's like, okay, I see you, but I will not let you stop me because I see where spirit is leading me and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I choose everything. I choose the abundance. I choose to have a rich spiritual life as well as, and to me, spirituality just infuses every aspect of my life. It isn't just this little section over there. And people keep trying to make a little section. We sing the songs, I'll go wherever you take me, Lord, until you're actually asked to go wherever he takes you. And then suddenly it's like, oh no, I'm sure the Bible said somewhere that, I cannot act that way. Okay, there's my crazy head child. And so therefore, I'm just going to stay over here because God would not tell me to go over there. Supposing he does. Huh? The spirit. Call it what you like. Your intuition is leading you to actually break the rules, but you're scared to because people might think that you've backslidden. People might think you don't know what's going on. I wrote a post that I think spirit-led people should rule the world, and I still think they should, ultimately. Or, well, I don't think should, but we want to. I mean, lots of y'all talking about what the government is doing, what Trump is about to do or not do, or this and that and the other. But where are all y'all? Where are you? Where are you? The man out there, I have no opinion about his politics, no opinion whatsoever. But he's out there expressing himself, following wherever his intuition takes him, okay? Where are you? Where are you? I'm not saying every single person is called to politics or anything like that. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I am saying that everybody has, well, not every single person, but you guys listening to me though, you do have something inside of you. A lot of the people I've been speaking to recently, they have, and that's the people I generally tend to work with, they have a message inside of them. They could be like Donald Trump, except spirit driven. They could be, all of these whatevers. They have this important thing to say, but they is scared. So spirit is calling them here and there everywhere. In fact, sometimes spirit calls them to speak to me. Okay. And then, oh no, I can't work with you just yet. Oh my goodness, no. And I look at them and I think, oh my goodness. When will you stop allowing fear to defeat you and instead put your hand in the hand of spirit and start going wherever he leads you, and stop thinking that you have to live in the rules that somebody else has set for you? Because if you really, really fully owned what you wanted, that would be the first step to actually getting it. But at the moment you're telling yourself, I have to be nice. I have to keep everyone happy. I can't go too far out of the lines. I have to be like everybody around me. I have to think like everyone around me. I have to act like everybody around me in order to be accepted, in order for me not to be hurt by anyone. I don't want to get too far up there because if I put my head up too high, people are going to try and bring me down. And you don't think this stuff consciously. But it's there. And so it keeps you within the lines. It keeps you within the lines. And you long to actually be outside of the lines. You have this picture in your mind of you standing before your people, serving them changing, lives changing, whether it's in healthcare, whether it's in government, whether it's whatever it is in, okay, in business. You have these big ideas inside of you longing to come through, but the only way you get to express them is that you go where spirit goes. But then when it comes down to it, you get scared, you play small, you talk about, I have to pay this and that and the other. I'm not sure that I can actually step out there. I say that I trust, but I don't really. I have to do things in a certain way because it's just you living within the lines. It's just you living within the lines. Amen again. Woo! Okay? It's you living within the lines. What if you just took off all the limitations on you? What if you just took off all the limitations on you and went crazy far to the other side? You know what? To test it all out. You experience all of life for real. What then could happen? If you took off your limits and stopped saying, oh, I have to be this certain way in order to be considered a good wife or a good husband. I have to be this certain way to be considered a good Christian or a good whatever your thing is. I have to be this certain way in order to... Seriously, who set those rules for you? Who set those rules for you? You can hear, you can feel spirit inside of you saying, move this way, go this way, do this thing. And you just hold back from it. And you can't tell me you don't know. You do know. It's just that you think, that can't be. That's just me wanting what I want. And that's selfish. I shouldn't just want what I want. I can't be allowed to just want what I want. I can't trust myself to know what is best for me. Amen, Brighton. But you can, actually. You can. You have access to incredible wisdom inside of you. And yeah, I get it. Sometimes you feel a little bit confused and all of that stuff. And that's why I put together these one-off sessions where I help people with direction. So if you want to find out about that, you just go over to rosemarynonny.com/direction, basically. And yeah, I will give you, because that's what I do. I tap into spirit. I listen to people while I'm speaking with my clients as well. I am listening to them, but then I'm also listening to spirit. I'm picking up what spirit is saying about this person in front of me. And then I'm mixing it all together to make it very practical, because that's the thing sometimes. People are just kind of, I don't know, some spirit people are just kind of give you these vague things. And then you can't do anything with it. But I'm very much about being practical. Action and clarity. Action and clarity. That's what I'm about, okay? So you can do these one-off sessions with me where I can help you figure out what is the next thing for you, okay? What is it that you're supposed to be doing? Because I know sometimes people don't want to be coaching for a very long time, but then sometimes you need that because you're so trapped within the lines. There's a part of you that is longing to just rebel against everything, but you're too scared to. Because, somebody interpreted my holy book to mean this. So what? That last generation, somebody interpreted that very same passage in a completely different way. And everybody was living to a completely different thing. And in fact, if a generation ago sees us now living to the same things, they would say, in fact, you probably say this about young people. Action and clarity. Absolutely, man. Action and clarity equals wealth and success, man. It is action and clarity. Most people are going only with, if you're spirit driven, you're probably only doing the clarity side of things. If you're action oriented, you're only doing the action side of things and wondering why you're both spinning your wheels and not getting anywhere. Together. That's the magic. Okay? But this is it. Last generation. The same passages, the same words were interpreted in a completely different way. In fact, you hear like our grandparents talking about our teenagers saying, they just don't even know what they're doing, and they're interpreting our holy book in some crazy way, and this and that and the other. But the truth of the matter is that the lines change with each new generation. They do. And I know this is not necessarily the regular thinking, because most people would be too scared to say this out loud, especially if you, like me, are a Christian. And I know people want everything to just fall within certain lines and rules, and things must be a certain way. Why? Why are you so scared to live outside the lines? Why does there need to be so much control over everybody that everybody needs to obey the same rules and the same regulations and the same? It even irritates me with government. One person does some kind of crazy something, and then suddenly there's a rule for every person. There's a rule against that one person's stupidity every person is supposed to agree with. And it's like, why? Why is there such a need to control people? One, because a lot of people want to be told what to do, but not us. We want to be able to flow with what comes up inside of us, except you have to get past the fear. You have to dance with the fear. Sometimes it's not even about getting past the fear. It is about dancing with it. You recognize, I can see you, but I'm still going over here, okay? I can see you, fear. But spirit is calling me forward. So I am moving, man. I am moving. I don't care what it sounds like anymore, because I still remember like a year ago or whatever, and spirit saying to me, will you have the courage to say what I'm telling you to people. And I didn't really completely at that point. But since then, I've started talking about sex. I've started talking about, actually being spirit-led, actually being spirit-driven, rather than pretending that spirit only works within certain lines. How can you say that? If you do believe, if you do completely believe that spirit is like all over the universe and created everything and is huge and big and wonderful, and what you think that you are going to understand what the rules are? Really? Really? If we're even logical about it, how can you think that he will fit within your lines? His ways are not your ways. People quote this to you or quote this to themselves, but then they don't live it. Basically. And I know this, and this is not about being Christian. I know ultimately I talk Christian because I am Christian, basically, but it isn't about that. Because I do completely believe, and some may disagree or not agree, I don't care. Spirit is available to everyone. In fact, there's no way you can go to be far away from it. And if you want your business to work the way you dream of, your life to work the way you dream of, you want to be availing yourself of that power. You do. You know you do anyway. Some of you all are hungry for this experience, but you won't let yourself have it because you think it has to fit in within the lines of your current religion, your current religious organization, instead of having the courage to trust what bubbles up inside of you. Honey, it's time to start breaking all the rules. It's time to give yourself permission to break the rules. Or let me give you permission. I've worked with so many people who are so stuck in, oh, this is the way I'm supposed to be if I am Christian, or if I am this, or if I am Buddhist, or if I am this, this is the way I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be all nice and gentle. Well, it's inside of them. They are wild people. They want to be wild. They've had this vision of themselves, like really jumping around and being on stage and doing all this stuff, but they don't think they're allowed to. Come on, man. It's time to break.
Robot.
It's a robot. She's showing you a robot.
My robot. You made it.
She made it. It's time to break free of the rules, guys. It's time to break free of the rules. I want to give you permission to actually explore outside the lines that people have drawn for you. Hey, husband of mine. I want to give you permission to explore outside the lines. Explore outside the lines. You cannot limit where spirit may take you. But this is one thing I know for certain. Spirit is for you. Okay? It's for you. And if you will just take the limits off of yourself and actually follow the intuition within you, oh my goodness, you would full speed ahead to that more impact, more income that you know you're here for. You know you're here for. People read this, I read that, in fact, it's in the notes. Go and read it if you haven't read it. I believe that spirit-led people should rule the world. Go and read it, because that is my belief. I do believe that we should, because we have access to incredible wisdom that could keep the planet going in the way that, current leaders sometimes, I don't know. And I know it seems really big when you just feel like little old you, but it starts with one person stepping up, choosing to really live as they are born to live.
Yeah, but I've made it again.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to fully own the power that resides within you and is just waiting for you to wake up to the fact that you just need to break the rules? Break all the rules. It's okay to want what you want. It's not selfish to want what you want. Come on, own it. What do you want? People are always trying to make it, it must be that I'm serving people, and they make it sound so weak and simpery. Which spiritual guru do you know that was weak and really? Whoever it is that your religion is based on, they weren't weak, man. They weren't weak. They knew what they stood for. And they went wherever. They went in unexpected ways. That is why they got the attention they got, because people were like, oh my God, this is so fresh. This is just exactly what my heart has been longing for. You can be that leader as well, leader. You can be that fresh person because you are always going where spirit takes you, rather than, oh, I need to just stay within my lines, within my little box here. Make sure everybody thinks that I'm still, online or on track. That's all. That's all I have to say to you guys today. But it's just like, break the rules. Break the rules. Dare to be brave enough to break the rules. Contrary thinking becomes a norm for us when we're following after spirit. I go where spirit goes. I go where spirit goes. I go where spirit goes. So I win, I win, I win. That's your affirmation for today. Some of you all know that you're not quite doing what you feel led to do. Because of fears, because you think people are going to dislike you if you said that or did that or whatever. Break the rules. Break yourself out of the box. Break yourself out of the lines. Ooh, my battery's low. Okay, guys, if you do want a one-off session with me where we get clear on what it is that you're supposed to be doing and all of that stuff, go over to rosemarynonny.com/direction. Go and get a one-off session with me. You can just you can buy those one-off at the moment. I may not offer them for very, very long at all. It's just because people ask, they don't necessarily want to work long term with me, but they ask for, can we just have a sit down with you, blah, 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 which sit down can mean just in front of Skype, okay? So, because I work internationally with people everywhere. So usually it's just in Skype. Sometimes people actually come and hang out with me. So it's maximum, it will go from as long as it needs to till until about 90 minutes max, where we'll just really dig into what you're doing, and I will tap into spirit for you and give you the clear direction that you need to move forward. No wishy-washy, crazy nonsense. Literally, you will leave there very clear about what you need to do. The question is, will you do it or will you be petrified? Because I am very blunt. I will tell you like it is, okay? Tell you like it is. And it will resonate with you. That's the thing, because you will know that you always knew you had to do that, but you didn't have the courage to do it. But I'll confirm, and you will move forward. You will start to do the work that you're here to do rather than some pretend work that's not getting you anywhere. Okay. It is, in fact, time to fight for and to deliberately design the life you were born to live because you want to.
Because you wanna. You wanna.
You want. I have no idea what's on her head. You wanna. You want.